Welcome to another episode of Systematic Geekology. This is a space where we seek to create and cultivate healthy conversations between those things we geek out on and the philosophical and theological questions that often arise out of our fandoms. Like, what does it mean to be human? What makes a hero? What makes a villain? How do the stories and narratives we geek out on shape how we live in the world? We are your priest to the geeks. We aren't all ordained, but we see ourselves as mediators at the intersection of geek culture and going deeper in our faith. We don't always have to agree, but we do respect each other, and we see everyone as a beloved child of God. Everyone geeks out on something, so come geek out with us and enjoy the show.
This show is a proud member of the Anazal Podcast Network. Are the Kingdom Hearts video games more like a scattered dream or a far-off memory? Well, today we're going to be discussing that and a lot more in a kind of series, a sort of series. Miniseries? I think there's words for this. A mini-series we're going to be doing a systematic ecology leading up to the Kingdom Hearts 25th anniversary on March 28th, September 17th, depending on how you interpret things, 2002. We're going to try to review every game and storyline in the Kingdom Hearts franchise leading up to, hopefully, the Kingdom Hearts 4 release next year. It won't be. But I'm going to hope anyway and just prepare my clown makeup as my hopes get dashed. I am Joshua Knoll. I tried my best to wear one of my 3 different Kingdom Hearts shirts, and they were all dirty, and that tells you about how much I care about Kingdom Hearts. Here with the one and only true Keyblade Master, Christian Ashley. How's it going, Christian?
All right, Joshua. I'm ready to start this discussion. I love these games.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. First thing first, though, I got to know what you're geeking out on. We got to share some of our geek cred. For myself, I actually just watched season 2 of the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender series on Netflix. I liked season 2 better than season 1. My biggest gripe was that last episode, the pacing was just not, I just wasn't a fan. I was really upset at how they did metal bending. It just shouldn't have been oh, hey, I could do this. That's a different episode. Christian, what have you been geeking out on lately?
It doesn't surprise me that you have a positive view on the second season. So, ironically enough, I have stopped my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts because I beat the first game, and that means going in the chain of memories, which means essentially replaying a lot of the same things again. So repetition is one of my least favorite things in the world. So I'm replaying that I haven't played in a while, Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen, nice. And enjoying that.
Nice. Yeah, sounds fun. Well, before we get into things, we do got to go through some of the normal biz. Reminding you guys, rate, review, show wherever you get your podcast. It really helps our show get noticed and other people find the show, all the algorithms things. So trick those algorithms to think we're important by leaving a rating, review, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. It helps a whole lot. Also helps a lot when people financially support the show. So we're going to shout out one of our financial supporters, Annette Knoll, who I'm going to get to see this weekend. Really excited to see you, Annette. Love you, and I really appreciate all of your support. Want to remind our listeners, too, that you can get your own shout-out just like Annette by becoming an official member of Systematic Geekology. You can do that by going to the website that's in the show's description. And there's a lot of different tiers and stuff on there. Pretty self-explanatory, fun stuff. Same website. You can get some free extra content. You get to buy merch. You can leave a one-time financial gift. If you're not like all about memberships and whatever, you could still just leave a one-time donation. It helps the show a whole lot. And we really do appreciate everyone's support, however you choose to, even if it's just by subscribing on your player. That's cool. As I said, this will be a series. Since it's the first episode, I don't have a thing to link to yet, so we'll just link to some of the other Kingdom Hearts episodes or something down below. And as you follow up, we will have a link to a series doing the road to Kingdom Hearts 25th anniversary. I didn't want to call it that because there are like 5 other YouTube series of like other Kingdom Hearts nerds doing that, because like Kingdom Hearts fans kind of intense. If you didn't know, they're just a little intense. Yeah,
a little bit.
I want to say that I'm the exception, but sometimes I can be intense. I just feel like in a different way. Hopefully, we'll see. But with that, we're gonna jump right into today's episode, talking about my favorite video game franchise of all time And for Christian, it is a video game franchise of all time. I think he enjoys, but it's definitely not in his favorites from my understanding. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a fun time. We usually do when we talk Kingdom Hearts. I do anyway. Briefly, Christian, and if it's possible, how would you describe the premise? Like, well, you're like, what's Kingdom Hearts? Obviously, you can't give a breakdown of the story because
worst series for this to be a question for. All right. Do you love Disney movies? Do you love JRPG nonsense? Congratulations, you have Kingdom Hearts, the baby that came from those ideas. You go to different Disney worlds, you encounter different Disney characters, but also Final Fantasy characters and new characters made for this series. Do you like convoluted nonsense? Well, this is the perfect series for that. Sometimes it makes sense. It's a lot of fun. There are very different games you can play. Like, do you like a rhythm game? I don't, but it's in there. Do you like phone games? I don't, but it's in there. Do you like better games? They're also in there. It's all over the place. Like, describing it as a madman's folly. You can't do it. Just accept what it is.
Yeah. I don't think I could describe the plot of Kingdom Hearts to someone who has played every game twice. I still don't think I could describe the plot to that person. That said, I mean, Christian's head on. You just accept the premise that all of the Disney animated films you've ever seen are their own worlds. They exist out there in space for some reason. So do Final Fantasy worlds. It's just a thing. Accepting that premise, the worlds start to blink out. Every world is a star, not the sun. Why would it be the sun? It's the worlds. They're blinking out, being consumed by darkness, and the king, aka Mickey Mouse, has gone to save it and has sent his loyal subjects Donald and Goofy to find the key. Convoluted nonsense makes that make less sense later on, but you end up being the character who has the key, and the kind of story unfolds, and you're basically trying to save the worlds from being consumed by darkness. It turns out it's not just the souls, individual people, or their hearts are being consumed by darkness, and then you get into weird metaphysics that no one wants to... Well, we do. We want to go down that road, but not right now. We're gonna keep going down that road, but not right this second.
Yes.
For now, Christian, we've said this plenty of times before. What's your history with the games for those who maybe haven't heard our other Kingdom Hearts episodes?
Yeah, I did not grow up on these. I knew they existed, around the time that came out, but I was never really into RPGs at that point in time, and I wasn't like done with Disney at that time. It was starting to not become cool, as it were, amongst my peers. So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I still watch Disney movies, but I didn't like display that proudly. It wasn't until after college where, a mutual friend of ours, Cameron Ettinger, was playing in our apartment. And it kind of looks like fun. So I tried it out. It was pretty fun. I didn't understand what was going on, but it was pretty fun. So I've kept at it, and I don't understand anything since.
That's fair. Oh man, it's pretty wild. Early on, it's definitely more your like platformer meets JRPG, whatever, and then they are like, they ditched the platforming thing pretty early on, but now there's just so many different styles of gaming. It's just wild. Man, yeah. So my first, I think probably when it came out, I actually still have my first copy of Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And I have the cases. Amazing. It's amazing when you keep a Game Boy Advance case. Because, like, those cases were flimsy cardboard. Like, they didn't maintain well.
No.
I loved it. When it came out, though, I didn't know what an RPG was. And what happened was, I thought, when Lilo and Stitch came out, I thought that's what it was. I thought Lilo and Stitch was going to be this little alien going to all the different Disney worlds. And I thought, well, it was going to be cool. Then it wasn't. I loved Lilo and Stitch, but I was like, man, I wish that thing happened. Because if you remember, they had commercials where Stitch saw Aladdin. Yeah. And then I found Kingdom Hearts. I was like, wait a minute. Is this what those commercials were for? Was it not for Lilo and Stitch? Did I gaslight myself? No, it turns out those commercials existed. But anyway, I picked up the Kingdom Hearts and immediately got stuck on the island. And I'm like, I don't see any Disney characters. I can't figure out how to get off this island. This is stupid. And stopped playing for months until my Uncle Chuck came and he beat the island part. And then all of a sudden Pluto was jumping on me and I had a little key and I could fight shadows. And then now I'm looking for Donald and Goofy. And then it just downhill from there. Remember, I didn't know what an RPG was. at all. At all. I was still using the original Kingdom Key, fighting Ansem on the end of the world. And I lost so many times, hundreds of times. I started asking for help, and it wasn't until my neighbor went, it's an RPG, you just change your keyblade. Ansem died in like 2 hits, and it was great.
Hey, if you keep it all the way now, you get a trophy for that.
Yeah. If only I knew back then that one day that skill would be useful. But yeah, I loved it ever since. And then I realized what RPG was, and I've replayed it over and over and over several times. I now have people who are full adults that I work with that I have played these games twice a year since several years before they were born. And it just is what it is. I love them. I'm here for it. All the convoluted nonsense, the weird metaphysics, the lore that makes no sense, all the retcons that they weren't retcons. I'm here for all of it. I love all of it. I plan on making this back wall here all Kingdom Hearts stuff. I got some Funko Pops and little figurines and stuff I'm going to be walked up. Some of the manga, some of the short stories. I have a long history that doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon with these games. Okay, so Christian, here's my plan. We're going to do 12 episodes for the 25th anniversary, including this one. So we got 11 more.
Okay.
I'm going to break it up. We're going to try to go chronologically through what I've narrowed down to like the 13 entries. I might be missing stuff because, again, it's just so hard to keep up. So if we're going chronologically, we would start with the mobile games. We might just talk about the trailers. So we have Kingdom Hearts Back Cover, Kingdom Hearts Union X, and Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. And that's prequel, way early on stuff that we'll be talking about in the next episode, hopefully. Even if we're just talking about the clips, because it's basically impossible to get your hands on those games at this point to replay them. We'll be replaying a lot of the other ones, I think. So after that, the next episode after that will be Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So that's kind of a prequel with some of the, well, I don't want to get into everything. After that is the original Kingdom Hearts. Then you have Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which is in between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and it's kind of a rehash Kingdom Hearts 1, but I still think it deserves its own episode because it deals a lot with how much of who you are is made up of your memories. Are you still you without your memories? And I think that's an important question to ask, so we'll do it on its own. Kingdom Hearts 358 Days by 2. There are now actually some pretty cool ways you can actually play that game. So I'm excited to be able to replay it and have some fun with that. Finally, Kingdom Hearts 2. And yes, we are 8 down to get to Kingdom Hearts 2, if you're following along. Then we have Kingdom Hearts Coded. Sorry, I know how ridiculous this is, but like if you're listening to a Kingdom Hearts podcast or something, you probably you knew. Then there's Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. My comments will be held for later. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 comes this far into this. Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, kind of, because some of that happens during the first Kingdom Hearts and slightly before, but overall I think it fits best here before Kingdom Hearts 3. And then Kingdom Hearts 3, the Remind, the DLC, I'm going to lump in with Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory because there's no story of Melody of Memory, really. It's just a music rehash. And then at the very end, you get some stuff.
Replaying everything.
Yeah. At the very end, you get some new stuff.
When they promised us a Kyrie game.
Which some of the DLC almost is a Kyrie. It's not really. It's not. Anyway.
It's better. It could be better, but it's better than what happened in the original game.
Yeah. So that's what we have chronologically and what we're going to attempt to tackle in the next few months. If you're on YouTube, you see this chart I found where someone tried to make a timeline. And if that timeline looks crazy to you, it's not because I have it blown it up. Look, blown up still looks crazy. It's because the timeline is in fact crazy. Yes. That's just
nigh incomprehensible.
Yeah.
Howdy guys, I really hate to interrupt, but my name's TJ, and I'm here to tell you about our new merch. We have incredible new stuff with Fourth Wall. We have just partnered with them as a new store. They have a lot more to offer, which means we have a lot more to offer. We can now offer you beautiful Comfort Colors t-shirts. They're so comfy. I wear mine all the time, and we've got it all now. Cups, hats, backpacks, pajamas. If you want your systematic geekology pajamas, you know where to go. My personal favorite is actually our Throne of Geeks shirt. It is Comfort Colors, blue, black, green, red, orange. And the shirts are just so nice. And the shirt itself, we've got the Throne of Iron geeked out because, that's our brand. We've got Mjolnir on there, the Buster Sword, Trident. basically just the coolest weapons from our favorite properties are on the shirt instead of a bunch of normal boring swords from the boring series Game of Thrones. So check that out, and thank you.
So that's what we're going to be rolling with. So next I want to start a little bit of just how this franchise got started. So Christian, what do you know about like actually how the concept came together for Kingdom Hearts?
I remember reading somewhere that Nomura, who had done a lot of the Final Fantasy games, had loved his Disney films and the like, had actually gone to Tokyo Disneyland at some point in time, and it's like, what if? And then kind of put feelers out, and Disney responded well, and then we got the games. I think that's like the bare bones idea. You can easily correct me. I'm sure you know more than me.
I think that's like the real backstory. The hyperbolic story that gets told that I think is based on a lot of truth. I won't say all truth, but Square Enix and Disney shared a building in Tokyo. And supposedly the story goes that Nomura literally was on an elevator with a man Hashimoto, I think it was, a Disney executive and a Square Enix executive were literally just in an elevator. And it was an actual elevator pitch. Oh. That's the hyperbolic story. Like, I feel like there's probably some truth to it. They just happened to share the same building. Someone did an elevator pitch, and the other guy went, "Wait a minute, what if we actually did that?"
Yeah.
My favorite that I think a lot of Americans kind of get like left behind on too. Not only so Final Fantasy, you got to think like video games, everything like Japanese culture. You got to think about in Japan how big a deal this was. You have Final Fantasy. You have Disney. That original song being Hikaru Utada, like that is their equivalent of Taylor Swift. Like she is the biggest pop star in Tokyo. So you're picking this game up with a track from basically Taylor Swift. And it's like, here we go. And it's just kind of like insane that this exists, you know, like just insane. And I think the funniest part to me is that like, all of it sounds very gimmicky, right? Like Hikaru Utada, Final Fantasy, and Disney. And it's like, oh, we're just doing a money grab. But then like you play it and you're like, wait a minute, there's a real story here. I think I'm actually invested. Like it sounds like a money grab, but I do feel like, or at least originally it was more than that. Kingdom Hearts 3 parts of it were, I think, a money grab. But overall, I think as a franchise, it's a lot more than it should be. Like it should be, they just put all the characters together because they knew we would buy it. But the creators, I guess, decided a story was actually important and some convoluted lore. Yeah. So I do want to touch to, since it's going to be a while before we get to Kingdom Hearts 1, since we're doing it chronologically, could you maybe unpack a little bit? What was the original Kingdom Hearts game about? What do you think they had planned at that point? And what do you think's just been retconned and changed up so that they can keep building the franchise since then?
Yeah. So you start off on these islands called Destiny Islands. Three people. Your main character is Sora and his two best friends, Riku and Kairi. And they know that Kairi is from somewhere else, some other world, it seems like. And this has spurred their memory and like motivation, like maybe we can find other worlds ourselves. So being young teens, their best idea is to make a raft and go out in the ocean, and that will get us to another world somehow. Then, of course, that's when the Heartless invade. They seemingly lose Kairi at some point in time for convoluted reasons that make sense within a series, but still are very convoluted. Sora is gifted with the Keyblade. He's able to fight against the Heartless, but he ends up on Traverse Town, where he ends up meeting Donald and Goofy, who are under orders from Mickey Mouse, King Mickey, to protect the other worlds from the Heartless and find a Keyblade master. Well, bearer is what they call it there. While Mickey is doing things on the other side of things in the background. So you go through different Disney worlds. You discover there's some nonsense going on with some guy named Ansem, but it's not actually Ansem, but we'll get there when we get there, where you eventually fight him, stopping the initial Heartless assault.
Yeah. And you save the world from going into darkness. So you think at the very end, you're in what's called the end of world, and it's kind of like a weird metaphysics area. We're not really sure what's going on, what's real, what's not. Your best friend Riku ends up stuck with Mickey Mouse on the other side of a barrier of some sort. Things get ripped apart. You're not able to be with Kairi. Everyone's still separated at the end of that first game. So, like, I feel like you could tell at the end of the first game, they didn't think that was the end. Like, they knew they were going to do more. I'm very much not convinced they knew what more they were going to do because there was no bodies, there was no organization or anything like that at this point. And the only reason Mickey Mouse was so mysterious was just because they were only given rights by Disney to include him for one scene, and they wanted it to matter. That's all. Like, it wasn't because, oh, well, we have bigger plans later on, just because they didn't have the rights to use them more.
You find out along the way he's been talking to you and Riku the entire time, but it's not voiced, so you don't know.
Yeah. But I do think what's introduced there early on thematically that's important is the Trinity stuff. The game's very heavy on Trinity, I think partially for poetic reasons, but I think there actually is some kind of philosophy that the creator has in mind. I do not claim to understand his philosophy or what he's thinking, but I do think there seems to be something in mind from the beginning that has to do with a Trinity of sorts, not a Christian Trinity. Probably more like a human's being made of body, mind, soul, or something like that would be my guess of what he has in mind. So like when you start, Christian mentioned there's Sora, Riku, Kairi. Riku is seemingly pulled into the darkness. He loses his way. Kairi is defeated or disappeared, the victim, and then you end up being the hero that moves on. Then you have Mickey, Donald, and Goofy as a trinity. Mickey gets separated into the darkness, actually. I don't know if that's said in this game, but you end up with Donald and Goofy forming a new trinity. Like, that's going to just keep being repeated, and throughout all the games, one of them, I will even say to its detriment, they made up some convoluted stuff so that they could have a trinity, but that's going to be important that the trinity thing, it's going to matter.
Yeah, I can say as an Evangelion fan, when you see Christian aspects in a Japanese-led production, it's because they thought it looked cool or sounded cool, not necessarily because they were thinking of the deeper philosophical and theological themes that we look at, because it's a foreign religion for the most part in Japan. So it's like when someone adds a Buddhist script or something like that in an American show, or some other saying, like Confucian, saying in one of their shows, is because it's weird to us because we're not used to it.
Yeah. And you will have a lot of those other Christians who will do the whole, oh, it's a trinity, oh, Mickey is king, and then try to make something there. And I do think like a lot of that just happens to be the language and imagery looks cool and it's more circumstantial. Now, the games very much do get into metaphysics. It really is about that. It does very much get into light and dark. What does it mean to be light, a good person, or what does it mean to give yourself into darkness? Is darkness the same thing as evil? Like, it gets into a lot of themes like that, just not in the Christian way, not in the way that maybe like if you grew up evangelical that you hear Trinity and King and you're like, oh, okay, that's what it's doing. That's not what it's doing.
Not even close.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean there aren't themes and messages that we can take and find applicable and good. It just means that that's not what the game intended.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now, maybe what people care a little bit more about, what's next for Kingdom Hearts, Christian? Why we're doing this, the 25th anniversary is coming up. They finally gave us a slightly longer Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. D23 has a whole segment dedicated to Kingdom Hearts that's coming out next month.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get some news. Yeah. It looks like things are going. They're doing another Kingdom Hearts collection. They do those every so often, but it looks like they're actually ramping up to something. What? Listen, I would love it to be Kingdom Hearts 4. I would. Kingdom Hearts 3.5 yet. I know that sounds ridiculous, but just given what I have lived through playing these games, assuming that I'm going to get Kingdom Hearts 4 before 3.5 or something, some other nonsense, just seems not realistic.
Out of character almost.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not getting my hopes up. It would be cool, but until I see 3.5, 3.7, 2 other side games, I'm not sure I believe.
We already got 2.9.
Yeah. So
that is one of the best jokes they've ever done.
That was so good. For those uninitiated, we make fun because they did do 2.5 and 2.8. Those were games that were released that were just Kingdom Hearts 2 again. And everybody complained about it. And what I love that this does is make fun of its fans. So naturally, when Kingdom Hearts 3 starts, during the little prelude section, they say Kingdom Hearts 2.9 comes up on the screen. Because you know what? Why not make fun of our fans while we're doing this thing?
And making fun of themselves, too.
Yeah. Well, plus, like, Kingdom Hearts fans, for the most part, We know we're not the majority. We do make fun of ourselves. The other day, people were like at work and they were talking about different stuff they like and how things seem childish sometimes. And I'm like, listen, guys, I'm going to laugh at you, but no judgment. My favorite piece of media includes the line, "This ship runs on smiles." I don't get to judge nobody, man.
But there's a huge difference between being childish and childlike.
See our Peter Pan
we're
episode.
called to be childlike. Yes.
Yeah. Well, also, there's the C.S. Lewis quote because, I'm obligated to mention C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis talks about putting childishness away. And part of that means that thing that when you're a kid, you're afraid of someone calling you childish or saying you're not a grown up or whatever. It's like when I became a man, I put away the fear of childishness as well as all the other childish stuff. One of the things I put away was that fear of someone saying I'm childish. It's like, so what? Who cares? And I just feel like me and my aunt and C.S. Lewis are going to have a fun time in heaven one day. But maybe actually not playing Kingdom Hearts. He did not like Disney, but it's fine. So, that being said, Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Christian, I know you mentioned on What's News episode. You have any other thoughts you want to expand on here?
I mean, I've given it some more thought since then, and nothing really new other than, there's been this whole speculation of what quadratum the world that Sora has ended up in is actually. Is it like a purgatory of sorts? Is it actually an afterlife of some kind? And that's why we're seeing some of these characters in the trailer, like young Xehanort, like Luxord, and the like. But who knows? It seems like that's how, maybe if that's what it is, Donald and Goofy can make it there. That's why they want to go to Hades. Is like, obviously he hasn't been shown on screen, but we know exactly where they are. So maybe that's how they're able to reach there. So Hades just gets rid of them or something. Like, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Man, again, guys, huge nerd. I follow all the social media, all the things, and I should be ashamed, but I'm not. The guy who plays Hades has already said he thinks the Kingdom Hearts 4 plot is actually one of the best ones after coming back from a book speaking appointment. And we know that he plays Hades in literally everything. So it's kind of like I feel like he probably knows. He probably is in the game. He's been in the other 3 main entries. And if he's willing to just keep coming back, they're probably going to keep using him. So
he loves voicing Hades.
Yeah. I don't condone him as a human, or I'm not using his name, but I think he is wonderful for the part, and I am excited to have him included in the next Kingdom Hearts game still. I do think Kingdom Hearts 4 probably is going to deal with a lot of death. When we think about a game that's dealing with identity and what it hasn't done yet, I could see probably being where they go next. I know the creator has mentioned wanting to talk more about the soul, which slightly worries. I don't really care what they mean by soul, and what I mean by soul could be completely different things, and that's fine. So we'll see. I do think it's interesting. We see a lot of those organization 13 people who are either dead or became their own human again. So they're probably not Xehanort. Probably someone who looks like Xehanort again, or whatever.
Who knows?
Of course, what grabbed my attention, this Keyblade that was in it, and a lot of people at first were like, "Oh, it's elemental," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, those flowers coming off look a lot more like Polynesian. That's probably a Moana Keyblade." I don't know if that's been officially confirmed yet, but it's a Moana Keyblade. I just watched the live action.
It's kind of one of those almost guarantees.
Yeah. Well, I just watched the live action Moana too, and then we immediately watched the animated, and I'm like, there's just no way that they're not going to include one of the bigger Disney animated films that's come out recently, and also where the main villain is someone whose heart was stolen.
Yeah,
it's just low hanging fruit. That's Kingdom Hearts written all over it. So, I do think we'll probably get Moana. I personally, my 2 most likely games, I think we'll see Coco and Star Wars. I think we're going to get Star Wars, probably indoor. And I definitely think Coco, especially if they're going to be dealing with themes of death or the soul or anything like that at all,
that'd be big.
Probably get Coco.
Yeah.
Also, aesthetically, it'll just look cool. And the people who make Kingdom Hearts, if you've played these games, a lot of the times they are choosing what they think looks cool.
It would be really nice to have something actually connect together instead of some vague power of waking thing that was already the subject of one whole game.
That said, I do think that he's going to learn the power of waking at Moana pretty early on in this series, in this game.
Okay.
This is just all speculation, but having watched it and seen how the person was awakened with her heart returned, and everybody dealing with identity in the Moana movie. I'm like, I could see him doing that, and that being their get out of jail free card is he just goes to Moana, learns Awaken, so they can do what story they really want to do instead of him being stuck wherever he's at right now. Because notoriously, they like to set us up for something and then not really deliver it and brush it off. If the creator has something else he wants to talk about, like Souls, he's probably just going to brush this quantum thing off. It's going to be in all the trailers, and we're going to be like, that was cool. He's like, okay, yeah, but I wanted to talk about this. And we'll just have to deal with that. Anything else about the trailer or any of that you wanted to go over? Or no? Okay.
I'm good.
Kind of tied to the trailer, D23 next month. They're supposed to have a whole Kingdom Hearts section. Why I'm going to connect it to the trailer, what I think is interesting. The trailer didn't show a lot of Disney worlds. If you catch my drift, the game is owned by Disney. Sora is a Disney character. All the property, the merch, everything I buy, it's going to have a Disney tag on it. It's Disney, not like Square Enix-ish, but like Disney owns everything because that's what they do. So yeah, I'm thinking if they show Kingdom Hearts 4 at all, because there's a huge chance that it's just them going, wasn't Kingdom Hearts cool so far, guys? And everyone just getting their hopes up for nothing. I do think there's a pretty solid chance of that. But if they do show Kingdom Hearts 4, I think we'll see more of the actual Disney stuff in this, because that would track that Nintendo could show Kingdom Hearts, but Disney wants to show what worlds you're going to see, or kind of give you more of that sneak peek, because Disney likes to make themselves the big deal for their own property, which I guess fair. Yeah. Any speculations, thoughts on what the D23 thing?
I think at the least one world. If I'm optimistic, 2 to 3. And I think those would be like the easy guarantees. There's going to be a Moana world. There's going to be a Frozen 2 world. There's going to be a Zootopia world. Look.
Don't say
who are we dealing with here?
I don't want Frozen or Zootopia. But we know there's going to be more Pixar. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Finding Nemo world.
If they want to troll us again, it'll be another Hercules world where we're showcasing the fight against the Rock Titan. Just like Kingdom Hearts 3.
That would be pretty funny. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking they'll probably, if I had to guess, if they do anything in Kingdom Hearts 4, they'll confirm Star Wars, because everybody already knows it's going to happen. So then doing it'll make a bunch of noise and cool, I guess. And they'll probably show us 1 or 2 worlds. Yeah. And it's going to be Moana and something else. Probably nothing too surprising. Yeah. And that's if they do Kingdom Hearts 4 at all. I'm still maintaining it's probably just going to be, guys, wasn't Kingdom Hearts so cool? Look, here's 25th anniversary merch that we're going to have at some really obscure locations just for you. Buy this.
Oh, here's a new concert.
Give us money.
Go to the concert only in Japan, which has lore in it.
Yeah. And they'll tell us that at D23 in California that we need to go to Japan.
I wouldn't put it past.
Yeah, me neither. That wouldn't be shocking at all, actually. Okay, so with that, the what's next, whatever stuff out of the way, we're getting into a convoluted series that we and you are going to talk through all these games. And it's going to be a wild, fun ride. To start us off, I want to hear and I'll give you mine. I give mine first if you want, but favorite and least favorite of each of the following. So do you want me to go first, or do you want me to run through? You?
Switch back and forth. That
works. All right, favorite and least favorite character. Man, I am so annoying with this. Sora is my favorite character. The main character. I hate to be the guy, but like I love it. Like even his flaws, it's like he's just hopeful and naive, but like that hope is also his strength and his friendship, and I'm all about it. It's cheesy and whatever, but like I love it, and I unfortunately relate even to the
naivete.
Yeah. Least favorite character, unpopular maybe opinion. I can't think of his name, but the guy who's like from Final Fantasy X, who's on Destiny Island with a little pole.
Tidus.
I think he's my least favorite character.
Or Waka. Like
I don't know. It's the kid with the pole. His voice just annoys me. There isn't a lot in these games that I'm like, oh, I hate that. Oh, actually, I changed. Xion. That's my least favorite character.
Really?
I think, hot take, I think she only exists because they wanted a trinity and they were afraid to have 2 guys and not include a girl. And I'm like, I just don't think the story needed it. Like, it fit really well, but I'm like, I just felt like y'all did that because you wanted another trinity and not because the story needed that. And I would have rather had more of Roxas and Axel's friendship explored on its own.
I will say, in that idea, her very existence convolutes things just by existing.
Yeah,
so if you want to simplify matters, her being gone would be a good thing. But I do actually enjoy Xion. and what she represents. So I'm going to disagree. That's surprise.
That's fair. By no means, I don't think any of them are bad characters for me, though. It's just that's the one that maybe irritates me the most. And then that one guy with the annoying voice on Destiny Island. All right, what about you? Favorite and least favorite character?
You talking about the one with the ball or the one that like sword fights you?
Yeah, with the pole, the sword fight. Yeah,
the sword fight would be Titus. The one throwing the ball at you is Waka.
Oh, well then Titus.
Okay.
Titus, what I mean. Yeah, that voice.
Or Titus, however you want to pronounce it.
It's a biblical character.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the Old Testament is Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
I don't know what God was spoken at that time, but it was something. So favorite character, I've said it on other shows before, it's Aqua. That's my girl.
That's fair.
Her story is one of the best parts of Kingdom Hearts. Someone who is extremely competent and yet isn't good enough because of circumstances, not because she's a bad character or anything like that. It's just she was up against something she couldn't have planned for, and neither was anyone else around them because they were improperly trained.
Yeah. Luke Skywalker looking at you. That's a joke. Mark Hamill happens to play. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Continue.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, love her immensely. I will give a shout out real quick to a character I already love from a different movie. Obviously, Woody, Toy Story, has one of the best lines in the series where he tells Xehanort the reason he is who he is because he doesn't have any friends. And the fact that we got to have that scene at all is immensely funny to me because it's one of those like out of context. How are you supposed to have context for this at all? And yet we have Woody, a toy, telling an actual person who's become a heartless version of himself that he has no friends. Oh, sorry, nobody, heartless, whatever.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. I guess least favorite character. I really have a hard time with this because most of the characters in here I love. But I guess Chicken Little is one of the worst summons in the game.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's how bad that was.
Yeah,
Wreck-It Ralph
I
wasn't
used it
great.
once.
Yeah.
And like, oh, never again.
All right.
And I guess this would be my hot take. Would be Winnie the Pooh, because I know as soon as that happens, then other things that are on this list will happen. So that makes me upset.
I love Winnie the Pooh and all of the Winnie the Pooh content in these games. Of course I would, right? Yeah. Okay. Favorite and least favorite song. I'm talking about the Hikaru Utada songs, or the beginning ending songs. Yeah, the actual songs, not the themes. Although, if you want to include those,
I mean, it's hard to go along with Simple and Clean. Like it's really, it just makes you go, oh yeah, this is Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And I don't really have like a least favorite of hers. I mean, I guess Face My Fears is not as good as the other two in my opinion, but I mean, they're still great. And that's coming from someone who doesn't really keep track of like who sung what and where.
Yeah. I love all of them. I just want to be clear. I love the Japanese and English versions of all of them. I did an episode on Some Joyful Noises, specifically about Hikaru Utada, and going over some of the Kingdom Hearts songs and some of her other work too, or their other work. Not sure pronouns right now. They've had a journey. Simple and Clean, yeah, that's my favorite. I'm gonna have to agree. Sanctuary is close. For my least favorite though, Don't Think Twice. The end of the Kingdom Hearts 3. It's amazing. It's just not as good as like Simple and Clean or Sanctuary comes on, and I'm like, nostalgia in my feels. I'm all there. Don't Think Twice. I'm like, yeah, that was a good song. That's all. That's literally the extent of, All right. After that, World. What's your least and favorite of all of the worlds we visit in the Kingdom Hearts franchise?
I will say favorites. It's kind of hard to pick just one. I'll throw out Neverland and its different iterations. Mm-hmm. Just being on Hook Ship in the first game and then being on actual Neverland and Birth by Sleep is really great. Or Monstropolis, I really love that one.
Oh, that was good.
Ton of fun there. So least favorite, I mean, sorry, buddy. It's Winnie the Pooh. Because, once again, as soon as that happens, I know in order to progress and get other items, I have to do these mini games that stall the game in order to do them. Absolutely not.
I just love sitting there with Winnie the Pooh. Like, I don't even care what we're doing. There's like, Winnie the Pooh's great. Not my favorite world. So my favorite Disney movie is Hercules. So I hate not seeing Hercules. But like the Nightmare Before Christmas worlds, every time you go, it's just a freaking blast, man. Like, it's so much fun. The music's great. Everything about it is just fantastic. So that or honestly, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not my favorite of the games. Pirates of the Caribbean in Kingdom Hearts 3, though, it was so well done. It's what I wish Assassin's Creed Black Flag was. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Wow.
I had a lot of fun with that. Okay. Favorite and least favorite enemy. There are plenty in this, but
I really like the defenders, the giant, like the noodly neck kind of guys.
yeah,
Where with the huge shield in Kingdom Hearts 1, like, because I mean, I've been dealing with the large bodies, whatever, this whole game, and the fat bandits, so I just know it. Just keep going around them. Well, you do that, and then they spin around, and too bad, buddy. But it's still fun because you know how to deal with them. It's learning that process. I will say it's probably the easiest one for most people. Kingdom Hearts 2, hot rods, the cars you fight in the older Disney cartoon worlds. It's like, oh, suddenly I just have this super shield, and screw you for existing.
Oh man, yeah, that's fair. Anyone who says that has the correct answer, and I'm going to give the incorrect answer for worst. My favorite, actually, I love fighting the behemoths in the first game with the horn. You can like jump on their back and you can like navigate, and it's not like a huge boss fight, but it's also not like just a simple, like it's right there in the middle.
Different.
But I love it. Yeah. My least favorite. And again, I reiterate, Christian has the correct answer. The correct answer is to say those stupid cars. But what irritates me even worse, and I'm sorry, I think it's just because I'm ADHD, honestly. The samurai nobodies, where like if you don't scroll down and hit the right button, they like assassinate you. And like I don't have the patience to stop in the middle of a fight and go, oh, let me click the right one. No, absolutely not. Those irritate the heck out of me, man.
The dancers.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm there. Oh, now you're dead.
We had to fight both at once. It's like, this is just,
yes.
This game hates me for some reason, and I've given it so much money. Okay, I'm already sad by this. What is your favorite and least favorite of the mini games? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go.
I typically don't like playing mini games unless there's really great rewards from them. And even then, sometimes they get on my nerves. My exception to this in the series is actually the command board in Birth by Sleep, because it's an actual game. I love to mess with people, these NPCs who can't really do anything when I roll perfectly and I cause them to lose their points. It just feels really good to just bully them and get higher scores. Actual mini games. If you want to know the part where I almost lost my hair, is when I was trying to platinum everything and I stopped at Kingdom Hearts 2. And this is after I got this trophy. And that's the Mushroom 13 mini games there. Like, I don't have a lot of hair left. And that's one of the reasons why. Those things stress me out. There was so many like, oh, by the way, hey, screw you at the last second, because we're going to do something that we weren't doing previously, even though everything before this, we were perfectly working with how you're supposed to fight this. Like, nope, doesn't matter. You have to do this all over again if you want to get the achievement. So I hate that. Then, of course, I mean, just mini games in general. My actual answer is the ice cream in Birth by Sleep in Disney Town, because it's rhythm based. I have no rhythm. I'm very, very white. And I barely, because you have to pass it in order to progress in the game. And I hate it with every fiber of my being. And there's a reason why I will never platinum Birth by Sleep.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair. Well, that didn't hurt me as bad as I thought. My all-time favorite Kingdom Hearts mini game, easily, is when I'm in 100 Acre Woods, helping Winnie the Pooh find the rest of the 100 Acre Woods characters, and we're gathering them together. And I'm just like, oh, this is it. Like, I don't have to worry about fighting. I'm just here hanging out in 100 Acre Woods. Now, mind you, the first time you play it, and as you play it later on, I feel like two different things. When you first play it, for me, I'm like, I want to get to the rest of the story. This is irritating. But now, like, I know the story. I'm just here to live in the worlds, and I'm having fun with it. I love that. I also really like Giant Land from Kingdom Hearts 3. It's basically just like a 2D scroller, whatever thing. Like, I had fun with that. My least favorite is probably the thing it's going to be that thing that like everybody's like, that is the most incorrect answer anyone's ever had, probably. The like Verum, whatever, that like robot mini game in Toy Story 3 where you like had to jump in the robots and you fight all the other robots. Like, it was fun. But Toy Story and Kingdom Hearts 3 takes so long, like an unnecessary amount of time. And at the point where you have to stop and do this other mini game, I'm like, I want to go to the next world. Like, I'm tired of this already. And I like Toy Story, but I'm ready to move on, you know? So that's my bad opinion of the day, I guess. Verum Rex. Yeah, that'll be my least favorite.
Hey, podcast fam. Want to stay even more connected with the show? We've got you covered. Check us out on Instagram and Blue Sky, where we're posting exclusive content and bonus videos and fun updates that you won't get anywhere else. From sneak previews of upcoming episodes to bonus content, our social accounts are the best way to keep the conversation going. Plus, it's a great spot for you to interact with other listeners and share your thoughts. We love hearing from you. When you follow us, it helps us grow and continue bringing you the content that you love. Whether it's a funny poll, a quick clip from today's episodes, or just random thoughts, you'll feel more plugged into everything we're doing. So go ahead and hit that follow button on Instagram and Blue Sky. It's one more way to be a part of the show and keep the good vibes flowing. Thanks for being a part of the family, and we can't wait to see you there.
Okay, favorite and least favorite game in the franchise.
Birth by Sleep, my favorite.
Fair enough.
I love the 3 different paths, going through 3 different perspectives and all these worlds. Yeah, is it a little samey after a while? Sure, because you're seeing things you saw before, but from a different perspective. Like, why is Ventus acting this way in this role? Why is Aqua? Why is Terra doing X, Y, Z? Because, well, if you play their story, you're going to go, oh, that's why they did that. Or that's why they said a thing that they said.
Yeah.
Or that's why they're so upset. Like, yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Great
in that regard for me.
Yeah.
The worlds are really great there. I wish we had gotten that Jungle Book world, but unfortunately it just didn't come to being. It was also supposed to be a treasure planet, either in this one or one of the other Kingdom Hearts games. Can't remember. Would have been great.
Need it.
That's one of my dark horse picks for 4.
Same. Same.
Because I think you could easily like do the pirate stuff you did in 3 with like a ship in space. Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be great.
Then of course, yeah, and this is unusual for me to have as my favorite because I'm not a big downer ending kind of guy. It has a huge downer ending in Birth by Sleep. Like there kind of has to be, but it's because I know what happens next that I can go, okay, well, they didn't everything sucks and everyone died and thanks for playing a game and give us your money. Like, no, it wasn't that.
Yeah. There was still hope.
Yes, there was hope. That's a very important thing in a franchise. You need to build hope. That's another separate matter for a world that might come in Kingdom Hearts 4. Least favorite. Now, this is where the fellowship ends. It's 1. I hate the platforming with every fiber of my being. I'm old. I can't do things correctly that way. I can't jump this correct way. The moment I achieve the glide is one of the greatest moments of my gaming life because then I don't have to jump to the next one. I can just jump up and glide towards where I want to go next.
Yeah. That is a perfect transition into my favorite of the friend. I love the platforming, actually. I had fun with that. It was my first RPG game. And just all the nostalgia. And the worlds were some of the best. And even I still love how they do the villains in this better than the rest of the Disney villains, where they have their secret meeting, where Maleficent's in charge, where you're like, oh, is that Oogie Boogie? Is that whatever? Like the old PS2 version on my TV, everything was dark enough. Like I couldn't quite tell. I'm like, I think that's Jafar. I'm not sure. And then when it was, I was like, oh, it was Jafar. And it was so much fun for me. And I love that. Yeah.
I'm 100% with you there. The villain alliance is at its best. And
my least favorite, which is this is one of the very rare times that I think I have the correct opinion. I don't think this is a bad opinion at all. Dream Drop Distance is just not it, guys. I found a new version that you could get, like a fan-made thing that exists online. I'm not sure how legal it is, so I definitely wouldn't do this, but the melon mix, and I'm like, okay, that makes it palatable because the story is good. The idea there I like, where you're switching between the two characters because you're going through dream worlds and you're not staying fully conscious. The idea of the awakening, there's a lot of stuff they all had a lot of potential, but then you introduce Kingdom Hearts Pokemon, and then later the weird little Pokemon Kingdom Hearts spirit creatures turn out to be the souls of children or something, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And I just no.
You want to talk about bad mini games?
No.
Building them up.
That made me so angry. I'm like, I don't want to sit here and play that little old DS dog game. That's not what I'm doing. I want to play Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that irritated me to no end. And I think it is just the correct answer to say it's the least
a lot of grinding
good of the games. And it sucks because I think it's when you get to play as Riku the most. Something I always wanted to do as a kid. And then they did that to me. So thanks for that. Yeah. So with that positive note, What is your favorite and least favorite version of Dearly Beloved? That is the theme Yoko Shimomura wrote for Kingdom Hearts, and we have a different version of it at the beginning of each game. And I'm a big nerd because I can answer this question. I don't know if Christian can, because I'm just a big nerd for this. I have two. I'll give three answers. Three answers then, since Christian I don't think has any. My least favorite version.
I do. It's not one of the ones you're going to select.
Again, Dream Drop Distance. Bad. Even the Dearly Beloved just doesn't sound right there. My actual favorite Dearly Beloved is Kingdom Hearts 2. I know that's cliche. Everyone's favorite is Kingdom Hearts 2 as a game. But like Dearly Beloved there, like they do something to it that just feels more mystical almost. Like it feels borderline spiritual. And I actually really like that. Then my third little sneak answer here. I adore the original, not this new Chain of Memories thing, but the original Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Dearly Beloved, because it's like the old Game Boy only had so many notes it could hit, and it has that like pixelized sound. And if I can have that played in the background somewhere, it's like it resonates with my soul. Like it's like some deep nostalgia magic happens or something. And I'm like, yeah, this is it. It's the most nostalgic for me, I think, because I Chain of Memories was a lot harder than the original Kingdom Hearts for me, because I've played a lot of platformers. I have not played a lot of games like that. So it took me a little bit longer to get through it. And I heard that Chain of Memories, Dearly Beloved, significantly more times. But yeah, now I've come to have that nostalgia with it. Did you want to say anything about any of the Dearly Beloved versions?
Yeah. I said my answer wouldn't be yours. And that's because my favorite is Amelie's cover of her, because I think she has a really pretty voice.
A voice for Dearly Beloved? I don't think I've heard this. What are they just sing the notes? Oh, there's lyrics to Dearly Beloved? What?
Yeah.
Where? When?
I don't know, man.
How have I not heard that? Because like even when she won the BAFTA, they just did the musical version.
Oh no, I think it's a fan thing. There's no actual lyrics to the original, but other people have made it, and I think she was covering that.
Well, that's my recommendation that I'm going to go listen to after this.
It's an instrumental.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited to hear that, though, because
the regular one is.
Again, Dearly Beloved, beautiful work of art. Yoko Shimomura totally won the awards that she has won. All right, we do need to head off of this and not spend forever, especially since I tell other people not to. But as we go forward, Christian, what are some of the biggest messages or themes that stand out to you from this franchise? And where do you think you align the most? And where do you think you're like the most like, I'm not sure about these?
As hokey as it is, hearts connecting to each other is one of the biggest themes of this series. And once again, as hokey and convoluted as the dialogue can get at times, it actually means something if you actually let it mean something. We are very connected to each other, entangled, as a certain other Balder gentleman would say. And that's so much fun to think about an idea like that and go, how do I connect to you that I connect to this person in a different way? What binds us together it doesn't make sense for me to relate to this person in the same way because we have a different relationship. And there's no such thing as a completely identical relationship to someone else, because there's always going to be something different about them versus this other person, even if your things are very similar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoy that. Issues with the messaging, I'm sure there's something I could think of. It's just not coming to my head right now.
Yeah, I mean, mostly agree with you. Like, it's a game largely about identity, and I like a lot of what it says. I'm there for the cheesy friendship. It's all about friendship, and we're all connected, entangled with one another. I'm there for that, love that. To me, one of the things this game does best is when it talks about sacrifice, because it's a game about identity, and you're like, who am I? Am I my memories? Am I my heart? Whatever. And then in the mix of these questions, these deep metaphysical whatever stuff going on in a convoluted, weird, Disney, stupid way, someone sacrifices himself or has to give up themselves for their friends or something. And you're like, what did they give up? It actually, if you're trying to think deeper about it, which I like to do, makes you think a little bit more about, like, wait a minute, I'm sitting here trying to figure out, am I my heart or body or mind or whatever? And then I'm going to sacrifice myself. And it's like, well, what did I actually give up? And that's a pretty big question. So I think they asked that several different ways throughout the games that are really cool. And it started with the first game for me. And I'm still like, every time, like, Mickey's got to go to the realm of darkness, or Aqua gives up herself for her friends. And I'm like, wait, what does that actually mean? What does that imply with all this other messaging that you've been throwing at me? So that's what I'm most excited to get into, is kind of looking at what does sacrifice really mean? And I think we can have some fun conversations that me and Christian can. And I don't know, the things I'm probably most concerned about, it's not even because I disagree, but I feel like it loses the rabbit a little bit with itself when it talks about the good and bad and light and darkness, because sometimes they're the same thing, and sometimes no, you can be good and have the power of darkness. But like, oh, wait a minute ago you were talking about the darkness taking over the worlds and talking about how that's evil. Like, I think they lose the rabbit themselves, or maybe it gets lost in language translation. That seems possible too.
I think with that, normally that's something I'd be upset with, but much in the way that Star Wars should be interpreted by certain things, there is a way to utilize something that would look dark and actually use it to protect people in the way that Riku does. And we're getting very narrow views of it from the beginning because people don't understand it that well. And Riku actually lived through it, so he has an experience other people don't. Versus Xehanort, like, I'm going to use this to control. Riku's like, okay, I can't let this control me, but what can I use with it to actually protect other people? Because I've seen what happens when I let it control me. And that's where I'm okay with it. And much in the same way, like, is it possible to use the dark side without actually being dark? Like, can I use Force Lightning to, like, make this power converter jumpstart or something like that? Yeah. Like,
and sure. I mean, again, I do think they're not consistent with the messaging on it, but like some of that stuff I think I'm okay with. I'm actually more okay with it in this than I am Star Wars a lot of the times, because in Star Wars it's still a choice, and I'm like, the means don't justify the ends to me, like they never do. But it never seems as though Riku has a choice. Once he's in the darkness, it seems like he can't get rid of it, and then it's like, well, what am I going to do with it now that darkness already is a part of who I am? And that's when I'm like, yeah, okay, if you can't get rid of it, that's the only logical thing to do, is how am I going to use this thing that I'm stuck with? But again, I think they get kind of twisted themselves, where they talk themselves into circles because they didn't know what they were doing when they started, and then they changed their minds but don't want to admit that they changed the lore halfway through the series. So I feel like we get a little bit of that, but it's fine.
Not at all.
All right, anything else you want to add, or message themes, whatever, before we head to a wrap up here?
I'm good to go.
Kicking off our wrap up, we're going to, of course, mention for our special followers who are on Fourth Wall, our real members, they can hear me and Christian answer a special bonus question. If they include a live action Disney adaptation in Kingdom Hearts 4, which would we prefer? I mean, like, like Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast, or, one of those, Moana, if they decide to go that route. Because a lot of people are complaining that Quantum Manium or whatever, the trailers, it's all realistic now, it's supposed to be animated, it gives it its charm. And I just like, what if they decided to be funny and give us like live action Disney? So Christian and I are going to answer which one, if they did do that, we would be most okay with. For now, though, Christian, if you had to give a recommendation, what would you be recommending everybody out there go check out?
Yeah, Joshua has his, twice a year playing through Kingdom Hearts. Mine is rereading through the New Jedi Order, and I'm at Trader now, and I probably recommended it before, but it's my favorite book in all of Star Wars. Like that, wrestling with the concepts of what is light, what is dark, and how can you actually use these things appropriately or inappropriately. Love it so much.
Nice. Mine's going to be a recommendation for myself that other people can do. I'm going to go listen to that Amelie cover that Christian mentioned of Dearly Beloved. I'm really excited for that. So that's my recommendation.
I can't wait for you to be so disappointed in me.
Good times. Well, with that, guys, if you are disappointed in us, let us know by rating and reviewing our show wherever you get our podcast. If you're not disappointed in us, you can also let us know by doing that. Wherever you listen, the more ratings and stuff gets the show noticed. So we do appreciate you taking like 30 seconds to do that. It actually helps the show a whole lot. We also really appreciate it. It helps the show a lot when people support us financially. So today we're shouting out Annette Knoll. Thank you, Annette. You're wonderful. And guys, if you want your own shout out like Annette, you can become an official member of Systematic Ecology on our website. There's a link to that in the show's description. Same website, you can get some free extra content without becoming a member. You can buy some merch, t-shirt, book bag, whatever. You can leave a one-time financial gift. If you don't want to be a member, just want to give a donation, there's plenty of other stuff you could do on the site. And we appreciate any support you give us, even if it's just subscribing to the show wherever you're listening now and hitting that like button. It all matters. It all helps us. And we appreciate it so much. As we release more of these episodes, there will be a link for that whole section for now. And below, I'll just include a link to our other Kingdom Hearts episodes. And of course, we need to do one very important thing for us. And remember that we are all a chosen people, a geekdom of priest.
Hello there, listener. This is Evan Garcia, and I just wanted to jump in here to remind you and to let you know of our Facebook groups and our Discord server. These are great communities where you can post and share memes and talk with the hosts. And we have votes and some polls for future episode topics and fun interactions with our hosts. So just wanted to remind you that we are focused on community with you listeners, and we love each and every one of you guys listening. Thank you guys.
Hey everybody, this is Alex Matthews, and I'm just here to share with you guys about the Anazao Network. Hope you guys could check out Page and Pixel, which is a podcast about books and video games. Another podcast we would love for you to check out is Your Matter Matters. It's a podcast that puts the and in faith and science. We got Let Nothing Move You with Christian Ashley going through the whole Bible, one chapter at a time. And last but not least, another one called Some Joyful Noises, a music podcast with no rhyme, rhythm, or reason. This show has no set schedule or host, but periodically has some members from the Anazao Network posting discussions about various musical topics, everything from Taylor Swift to the music of Adventure Time and more. So I hope you guys will give those a listen, because I definitely will. As a matter of fact, I'm about to hit that subscribe button right now, and you should too.